Hi, I'm Barbara Hodgson again, and today, the 21st of March 2020, I'm talking to Bill Black, who is currently our oldest surviving past player, but still very much valued supporter of the Nelson Rugby Football Club. Bill's association with the club goes back to the late 1940s, and our talk will also include the contribution that his younger brother Jim made to the club as well.
Go,
right. Okay,
yeah.
Bill, tell me about where you were born.
Yes, I was born in Westport, a little country town called Waimangaroa, and I was actually born in Westport, where I lived for the first 10 years of my life. I did my primary education at Westport, and about 10 years old, I came up to Nelson with my family. They come up for health reasons, and I I finished my primary school education there.
So when you came to Nelson, had your father passed away at that point, Bill, or did he die up here?
He died very shortly after I got here. I didn't know my father.
Okay, so you were what? You were only 10
He was only 43, I think, and I was only about 10.
So your brothers and sisters, who were your brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I had one brother, Jimmy, and we all know Jimmy, don't we?
Yep, we do.
What a great sportsman he was. And I had 3 sisters, all playing netball and basketball. And
I noticed that your older sister married a Jim Sad.
yes,
Now there was one of the past presidents of the club was Jim Barton Sad, but that was way back at the beginning of the 19th century.
that would be his grandfather.
Would that be his his grandfather?
Yes, there was a J.B. Sad, but Jimmy Sad, my sister's husband, he was quite a good administrator.
Did he play football?
Very busy with the club. He never played rugby.
Okay.
He was a seaman, so
Okay.
very seldom he was home at weekends. But he had a son that played, also Jimmy Sad,
Yeah.
Jimmy Black.
Did you go to college here in Nelson? Did you go to the boys' college?
I didn't have the luxury. I was the only one in the family, no, 2 of us, we never got to college because my mother, when my father died, he was left with 5 children, all school age.
Okay.
And I just couldn't afford the uniforms in those days and the things that were required to go to college.
Okay.
So I was shunted out to work.
So whereabouts did you first, where was your first job?
My first job was with Wilkinson Fields Limited, who are now Mitre 10.
Absolutely. So how old were you when you joined the club then, Bill?
I joined the club in 1948, and I started with the lower grades, 4th grade, 3rd grade, junior, and in 1952, I was promoted to the senior side.
So did Jim, your brother Jim, did he start playing at the same time as you?
Yes, in the lower grades.
In the lower grades.
Yes.
So he went on. So you were both great cricket players. Well, Jim was a great cricket player.
Jim was a great cricket player. Still holds the Nelson Hawke Cup record of 310 in partnership with Barry Hampton in Motueka.
Okay.
310. I think Jim got 129. But that partnership, Hawke Cup partnership, is still alive today.
Okay, that's
It
right,
has
yeah.
not been broken. I'm very, very proud.
You sound it. Barry Hampton. He was a very good cricketer, because I remember Barry was here. I remember my husband Hoddy talking a lot about Barry Hampton.
Barry and Ian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And Bevan Congdon would have been around in those days as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Bevan Collins.
So getting back to rugby, what position did you play, Bill?
I played all my life in the front row. Right from 4th grade, 3rd grade, junior, and ended up 10 years in the front row of the Nelson Seniors.
Okay. And who were your mates in the front row?
Oh, wonderful players. They made life so easy for me. the wonderful coach, of course, in McKenzie.
Yeah.
And we had the likes of Noel Butt,
Yeah.
all the Gagolo brothers,
Yeah. And,
Rex Curnow,
yeah.
Dilly Damon,
Yeah.
marvellous players.
Okay.
Wonderful to be associated with them. And of course, my brother Jimmy.
We'll give you a
A
rest.
great side. 1950s,
Yeah.
I played 10 years, and during those years, we won the championship in 1953, 1957, and 1959, and the rest were probably all second.
Oh, okay. Now you were telling me that you remember Edward Silver Creswell.
Only by looks
Only by
and
looks.
picture. I never met the man.
So was he alive when you started to play rugby or not?
No, he died in the war years,
Okay, yeah.
and that's when Billy Reid took over.
Right. Okay.
That's Nelson's greatest years was during the war years with the likes of Billy Reid.
Because he helped. I know old Edward Creswell. He kind of saved the club during those early war years, and then Bill Reid,
and
I
then
think
Reid
and Heck Richardson. I think you
and
mentioned.
Heck, you good memory. Yes, Heck Richardson.
And the guy Swass, Harold
And
Swass.
Harold Swass.
Yeah.
They held the old club together. And that's the greatest moment in the Nelson club history, I think.
He certainly contributed, old Bill, didn't he? Because I think he was president for.
He was Mr. Rugby.
Mr. Rugby.
He
Yeah.
was involved with everything. He attended every match.
Now,
He appears in every rugby photo.
he does, doesn't he?
And a great man.
Now, tell me about. You were telling me about that game where you played against. One of the questions I was asking you was the most talented or fearsome player that you played against, and that was, you're talking about that Day Hayward you had a game against him. So tell me that story.
Day Hayward. Well, Day Hayward was a British Irons Lion in 1950.
Yeah.
And when he retired, he played for the Wellington Athletic Club alongside Guy Bowers.
Oh, okay.
And at any rate, Wellington put together a rugby team. I forget the name of it now, but they came over and played the Nelson rep team.
Okay.
And he was in the front row, still a big fellow. And at any rate,
you were down for a scrum.
Down went the first scrum. I wondered what struck me. Here's me, a 20-year-old, 13 stone, against a 16 stone ex-British Lion.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, when he hit that scrum, I was heading for the ceiling. No doubt about that. Oh boy, that's powerful. I'm glad he didn't keep it going. At any rate, after the first scrum, Di said to me, "I'm sorry, Sonny." He says, "I won't do that again to you." And he didn't either. And the game carried on as good as gold. But that's the strongest player I've ever played against. Mind you, he wouldn't have been in the British Lions if he hadn't have.
No, exactly. Exactly. How you going? Do you want to have a little rest?
No?
No, you want to keep going? All right. Okay. Hang on, I've got my notes here. So the coaches that impressed you the most were, I think we just talked about that being Mickens and Julios, yeah.
The coaches would have to be
So you played...
Mickens, without a doubt. He was something extraordinary, Mick was.
You played 98 games for the seniors, is that right?
Yes, I played 98 games for the Nelson Seniors. I can only remember missing one.
Okay.
The day that I got married.
And who did you marry?
I married Nolene Gray.
So Bill...
And she was a champion Nelson high jumper for many years.
Okay. And so Bill White married a Nolene Gray, and a Nolene Gray had a mother called...
And her mother was, well, first of all, I'm Bill Black.
Yeah.
I married Nolene Gray.
Yeah.
And Nolene's mother was Ruby Brown.
Okay, Bill, we're going to have a look at a couple of photos.
Yep.
Okay, Bill, so this photo is in 1954. And here's you there. And this is your brother, Jim.
That's Jimmy,
Yeah.
and that's me. Noel Barton, Rex Curnow, Barry Phillips, Keith Martin, Maury Pugh, oh boy, Harold Sauce, Jackie Quirk, good old Billy Reid.
Yeah.
He's my greatest captain, was Ricardo Gargulo.
Yeah.
And and there was 4 brothers played for the Nelson Club during that period of time.
And there's another one, Anton.
And there's Anton.
Yeah.
Dilly Damon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Maury Pugh.
no.
A very, very good player.
This is Maury up here. That's Bill Marshall
Oh,
down there.
Bill Marshall.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
I am getting old.
Yeah.
There's Maury.
Pugh. Because you speak very highly of Maury Pugh as a
Oh,
player.
very much. Yes, he was the pivot behind our scrum.
Okay. So what position? He was a hooker. Was he the hooker? What position did Maury play?
Halfback.
Oh, halfback. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, because his son, Chris, I think is
He
halfback
followed
too.
on. He did too. Yes.
Right, we'll have a look at this other photo.
Brother Jimmy, Rex Curnow. That's me.
Yeah.
And that's Leon Gargullo, Billy Reed, Ricardo Gargullo, and Jackie Quirk,
Bill Marshall.
Billy Marshall, and
Don.
he was our fullback, Don Fowler.
Yeah.
Very, very good player. Or good to have him at the back of the team.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Noel Damon, good old Noel Barton,
Terry Phillips.
Terry Phillips, my hooking partner.
Yeah. So that was in 1957. So winners.
1950,
the winner.
another championship winning side.
Yeah.
1953, 1957, 1959.
Yeah.
All the rest are probably second.
So this one is the Shed and Shield team in 1954.
Yes.
Doesn't show you, but your brother, Bill, Jim's there. So
I played against West Coast in 1953
okay.
and we got beaten 15-8. But next year along come this side and there we have the Nelson players.
Rex Curnow.
Yeah, Rex and
So your brother Jim, he was a second 5'8". I didn't realise he was in the back line.
he was second 5. He was what they call encumbrant second 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Ricardo Gargullo, another Nelson Club man. Noel Damon, Nelson Club.
And old Mick Kinzit.
McKenzie, good old Mick.
Did you know Bill Coleman at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's only just died recently.
He played in the Sydney Shield team with me in 1953.
Okay, yeah.
And so did Rex Curnow.
Yeah.
And Noel Barton. Look how good.
Way you go.
In 1953, the ground was so waterlogged and muddy, the farmers arrived with truckloads of straw, which they distributed all around the ground. Oh boy, can you imagine trying to kick a football in mud and straw? But that's what happened on that day. How the score ever got to 15-8, I'll never know. But at any rate, what a spectacle.
Yeah.
What a spectacle.
Right, So you played 98 games for the seniors, I think. I remember you telling me.
Played every game. I just never missed a game except the day I got married.
Okay. So your main opponents during those, when you were playing senior rugby, your main opposition was Waimea Wanderers and Celtic. Do you remember?
They were good sides.
What about rivals? Were they strong in those days?
The end of their days.
Okay, yeah, because they were very strong during Hoddie's days. Yeah.
They were very strong after the war. Oh, actually, during the war years.
Okay. So when you finished playing in you retired from active involvement in 1960. Now your brother Jim, he coached for quite a few years after he finished playing, didn't he?
He coached the...
He did a lot of coaching, didn't he? Jim, your brother Jim did.
In the lower grades.
In the lower grades, yeah.
In the lower grades, yes. He was a very active member with the Nelson Club, Jimmy was, and Jimmy said.
Okay. What do you think about the game going professional these days? How did you think about when that happened?
It just had to happen. Otherwise we wouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
We needed the sponsors, we needed their money, and the players needed their money, and it just had to happen. That's life. Life moves on.
Talk about we've talked about the Gargiulos. What other families do you remember? Do you recall fondly?
All the families. I was very involved with the Gargiulos, rugby and cricket. Old Mr. Gargiulo, Mrs. Gargiulo, Ricardo Gargiulo, Leon, Anton, Douglas, they were all Nelson all the way. Very involved with the club.
So you attended you went to when they had the centennial, the 100 years, do you remember that?
I remember the 100 years at the Stoke Sports Hall.
The Memorial Hall, that's right, yeah.
And
I was there.
100 years.
Yeah, I was there.
That's lovely. That was Bob Lowe.
That's right, yeah.
Was the guest speaker. And then the 125th, and you were there?
I was there for that as well, yeah.
Yes, I attended the 125th. And that was lovely. And then the 150th, and that's it. I attended the whole of those three.
That's right, because you went to we had a dinner back in 2018 where it was we had a dinner celebrating when the club was first formed. So I was at that dinner too.
Yes.
But I've only just, I've never known that, well, I knew that you existed. But you used to go to a lot of, you were a very avid supporter once you finished playing. And I remember you telling me about you and a group of what you call, including yourself,
the supporters.
The know-alls, you call it. The Weechins.
The Weechins.
And my dad.
Alan Bryden.
Yeah.
Alan was there. I must mention Alan, because he was a great supporter of the club.
He was, yeah. So who else was part of that group that used to go? Did Don Fowler used to go with you, or was it just...
Don was still playing.
Okay, so he would have been still involved, yeah. All right. Bill, tell me about just getting away from rugby now. I want to talk a little bit about your family. So you married Noeline Gray and you had 2 children?
I had 2 children, Jeffrey and Angela.
So tell me about them, Bill.
Jeffrey is still working for the telecommunications, which started off with the name of P&T Department, Post and Telegraph, and he's been with them for 41 years.
Okay.
And he's still there. He's out there working today.
So he played sport. Did he play rugby at all?
No, none of my family played rugby or cricket. They were road cycling.
Okay. What about your daughter? Did
Angela?
She? Yeah. Did she play any sport, or was she just a supporter, family supporter?
No, I can only remember Angela starting work.
Okay.
She works for MedLab,
Okay.
and she's been with them for quite a few years.
How many grandchildren have you got, Bill?
And they've got five grandchildren. One of them is an electrical engineer, a fully qualified electrical engineer. And the other one is, yes sir, no sir, he's in the New Zealand Army.
Oh, okay.
And he's loving it.
Is he?
He's absolutely loving it. It's his career.
Now, I believe you've got a strong connection to Okiwi Bay.
I did do, yes.
Yeah.
Well, after I finished playing rugby, we built a little cottage with the help of my uncle down in Okiwi Bay.
Okay.
Yes.
I caught up with your sister-in-law the other day, Jim's wife, Margaret.
Oh, Margie, she was down there too.
Yeah, they had a batch down there as well.
They had a batch there too.
So do you still get to go down there at all?
Oh no.
No, okay.
I don't want to put myself at risk.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. We're going to show...
I need to be here
Yeah.
where I'm safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well... You ready? Okay, so this was taken... In fact, I showed this photo on in Andrew and Trish Goodman's interview, but this is you here.
That's right. That's right.
So that was at the night...
That's Mick Kinser's son.
Oh, is it? Okay.
There's Ella Winston's boy.
I'm not sure about that one. What about this guy here? I don't think that is... Oh, look, I'm not sure whether that one's...
That's Ella Winston's son, is it?
I'm not sure, Bill. Do you remember Ray Pawson? Do you remember Ray Pawson?
I remember the name.
Okay. And this is Ray Paul. Ted Anderson.
Yeah, Ted.
Kerry Neal.
Kerry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's old Goody.
Yes. Yes, you
Don.
got it. Don Fowler. Yes. He's your son.
I know. Was he? Did he behave himself, or did he misbehave at times?
He's magnificent.
Was he? Okay, let's turn this over, and this photo here, and that's Andrew Goodman, yeah, and this is you here coming up the rear with Kerry Neal, and I don't know what that guy's name is there. Yeah.
No.
Do you remember doing that? Do you remember marching down the street to a couple of pipers?
Yes. Yes.
Back in 1995.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's Ollie Weechin. Can you see that clear enough or not?
Yes.
Probably not.
I remember marching down the street for the 100th.
Okay. But
So I'll be there somewhere.
you'll be there somewhere, yeah. I just don't. I think my dad's in that one. There's a few presidents, ex-president, yeah. You
I can't enforce how proud I was to be a member of the Nelson Rugby Football Club, New Zealand's oldest, and the players I played with. Some wonderful players. McKinsey's, the Noel Bartons, the Rex Kernos, the Noel Damons, Don Fowlers. Lovely companions.
Do you still see, I know Steve Garge comes and visits you now and again, doesn't he? And Chris Pugh pops in,
Yes.
I believe, yeah. Another thing I meant to ask you too, when you moved here to Nelson, whereabouts did you live in Nelson?
In 173 Collingwood Street.
Okay, and then Margaret, when I was talking to Margaret, your sister-in-law the other day, she also mentioned that you lived in Elliott Street, is that right?
Yes. I first took my wife out, courted her
Did she,
in the 1950s.
okay.
And
So did you live in...
and I was living at Elliott Street then.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I stayed until I got married.
Okay.
Right up to the day that I got married.
So you would have lived close to where Don Fowler grew up, because he grew up in Elliott Street.
Over the road.
You were across the road, okay. And also there was a Gray family that lived in Elliott Street as well. I'm just trying to think. Hilda Gray, do you remember Hilda Gray?
No.
Oh, okay, right.
I remember old Mr. J.B. Bertram said he lived right opposite me.
Oh, okay, right.
So did Jimmy Lincoln,
Okay, rightio.
Don Fowler.
Yep. You'd pay a lot of money to buy a house on Elliott Street now,
Yes.
Bill. So you've had a pretty
I
good life.
think we paid £700 for ours.
Okay.
And there I stayed until I got married.
Yeah. Right.
Right, stayed with my mother.
Okay.
Cheap board. And
I only used to pay when I lived at home until I got married. I used to pay $1 a week board. What did you pay? Nothing.
you were under charge. I paid £1.03 and twopence. That was my whole pay. First pay. I gave my mother the whole lot.
Yeah.
And I had 2 and 6pence
Okay.
to spend
Yeah.
on football boots and
Okay,
football
yeah.
jerseys. Yeah.
All right, Bill. It's been really great talking to you, and we've got some history on tape
I
for
hope
the.
I've done justice.
Of course you have. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I love hearing stories
Yeah.
and.
I love you, Barb.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Hey, I know.
And I love that old man of yours.
All right. Okay. We'll finish on that note, and yeah.
He's been good, hasn't he?
He has been good. he's.
Do you think he's got what he wants?
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, exactly.
Put the thumbs up.
Chip it and chop it around.
No, there's nothing to take out of that. That was perfect. Cheers, mate.
Okay. We're just in Bill's garage at the moment, putting back some photos that we looked at, and there's a photo there in 1952 of where is he in this one here? I'm just trying to see where he is. Okay. Oh, black, okay. So there he is here. That's Bill. And then there's a photo down below that photo, which I think his grandson's in. Because his grandson, Jeff's son, plays for the Matt Black, number 11. So that's his grandson here. So these were the Giants in 2016. I know it's nothing to do with the rugby club, but it's just a little bit of interest.
Yeah.
Over here we've got, there's a photo of Nelson Rugby Football Club junior grade in 1950. So I think Bill, I'd have to look closely to see which one is Bill. Maybe, oh, there he is here. That's him there. And this one here, it's a third grade in 1949, and of course he's got a thing there saying hello, and that's him there. It's probably not terribly clear. I'd have to have a good look at that one.
Yeah.
Then this one's in 1950, the junior grade again. But down below here, there's when he went to the, and I went to the 150th, when they had a dinner celebrating the formation of the club. The placemats were on the table when we were having a meal. So there's a photo here of Trafalgar Park, which is about 1910. And then below it is a team photo taken of the club in 1895. So I'm not sure who these players are. They would be recorded in the club's 100th book that they put together. So also in his garage he's got a jersey that he obviously bought when we had the 150th dinner. So it's a bit of a collector's item that I think he wants to probably pass down to his grandsons. So you can see the emblem here, which is 1870 to, oh no, this is 125 years. Sorry, yeah, I've got that wrong. So this was actually, he bought this when they had the 125 years of rugby. But he's just got the ticket for the 150th dinner up there. That's where I got a bit confused. And